Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our emotional well-being. There's two different factors that determine how healthy we are in terms of our emotions and our mind state. Now people think it's those around us or things that happen to us on a daily basis or even the stresses that are caused. But really it all boils down to two things. There's endogenous and exogenous factors. One, which comes from inside the body, and two, which comes from outside of the body. And that might seem fairly straightforward, but let's talk a little bit about what each of these factors entails. When we talk about things coming from inside of the body, specifically towards your emotions, we're talking about things like fear, anxiety, worry, depression, nervousness, anxiousness, fear. All of these are emotions that stem from a very, very fundamental level. Now, on the opposite spectrum of that is exogenous factors, things that come from outside of the body. Things like GMO foods, things like toxins or pollutants in the air, things like your boss yelling at you. Believe it or not, that's his fault, not yours, even though you might have done something wrong. But what sets these two apart specifically is their effect on your body. The ones that come from an internal place are a lot more discreet. And so typically we have a harder time dealing with them and processing these emotions than some of these external forces. Especially in the West now, we pay so much attention towards the foods that we eat. All of the packaging says organic, gluten-free. Even the foods that we're eating are non-GMO, they're all FDA approved, all of these different things. We pay a lot of attention and focus towards what we put into our body. But that being said, we also need to pay the same amount of intelligence and we have to act with the same amount of vigilance towards what we are doing with our sensory inputs. The movies that we watch, the music that we listen to, the news that we hear these days on television and radio, the relationships that we hold and the people we surround ourselves with, all of these different factors are going to be responsible for the emotions that you feel from the inside out. I have a beautiful sign in my home that says, happiness is an inside job. And a lot of you have heard that before. When you feel happy, it's because, for the most part, genuinely from your gut. It's because you are very, very happy. And it's not because you have a nice car sitting out in your driveway or it's payday. But when you're genuinely happy and that giddy childhood happy, it's because it stems from the inside. And understanding what you can do both from an internal and external perspective to understand what your state of emotional well-being is the very, very first step to understanding who you are.